Elon Musk's Tesla has recorded the biggest revenue decline in more than a decade, dropping 12% in the last quarter. And it's the third consecutive quarter in which the US electric car maker has suffered falling profits. So what's behind the slump? Peter Landers is the Wall Street Journal's Asia business editor and joins me now from Beijing. Peter, good to have you with us. Now, a $3 billion drop in Tesla's revenue in the April to June quarter and a run of profit slumps before that. What do you put this down to?
It's just basically that they're selling less of their core product, which is electric vehicles in the US, in China to some extent, and especially in Europe. The sales have fallen dramatically, especially since Elon Musk briefly took an important role in the Trump administration.
Yes, and if that is the major issue there, he has now fallen out with Donald Trump. Do you think things are expected to change as far as if one was a shareholder, what would they be thinking?
I think perhaps the bottom, they've reached the bottom at this point because so many people were holding off, I think, on buying Tesla cars. Some people who didn't agree with his political positions or didn't like what he was saying as a member of the Trump administration were holding off on buying Tesla cars. And now he's returned more to a central role running the business that he has been involved with for 20 years. And so I think the worst is probably gone in terms of his political impact and the backlash that caused among consumers.
Yes, and what about competition from the other EV makers who are eating into Tesla's market share? How big a factor has that been in terms of Tesla's financial performance?
It's a big factor here in China. I'm in Beijing today, and so many Chinese EV makers have become so competitive, led by BYD, but also Geely and many others, with excellent looking cars. And I just had a chance in Beijing visiting the Wall Street Journal bureau here and going to a convention where a number of the cars were displayed. They're high quality models and with a lot of features that Chinese customers like a massage chair, for example. I got into one large car and the PR person was saying you need to try out the massage, entertainment functions in the car, karaoke, things like that. And so that's been a real challenge for Tesla here in China.
Okay, so Tesla clearly needs a karaoke machine in there. But Elon Musk has come out saying, it's going to be a rough few quarters. So what sort of signal does that send to Tesla's shareholders? Is he telling them to just hold firm, there are better days ahead?
That's definitely what he's saying. And I think a lot of Tesla shareholders are holding the shares not so much because they think it's going to sell a whole lot more EVs right away in the next quarter or two, but because they have such high hopes for other ventures that Tesla is involved in, and particularly the robo-taxi that just rolled out for the first time in Austin, Texas in June. It's just gotten underway. Other companies are actually ahead of Tesla in this area, such as Waymo, part of Alphabet, Google parents, and a number of companies here in China also are ahead of Tesla in terms of robo-taxi services. But Elon Musk says, if you are owning my shares, what you're really owning is the right to take part in this, what he thinks of as a huge business going forward. And he also has robot business and others, but the robo-taxi is the one that he's really promoting right now as something that could be enormously profitable in years to come.
Yes, and then Tesla executives and Elon Musk, they're also banking on the ramping up of production of newer, cheaper Tesla models and also getting approvals for their self-driving functions in Europe. Should that happen, would that be a boost for Tesla?
Yes, self-driving has been an area they've been a pioneer and copied by Chinese car makers, emulated for sure as the leader in the field. And there have been some safety concerns in the US, some accidents, but in general, Tesla's technology, I think, is at the forefront of self-driving, and many American Tesla owners are updating their cars with the latest software, and the car can largely drive itself, although requiring supervision by the driver and hands on the wheel, can largely drive itself in many situations in the US. And they want to roll that out certainly around the world, and especially here in China, where there is such intense competition, but they've been held back by some regulatory difficulties. So at the moment in China, they trail competitors such as BYD and others some cars that are backed by Huawei technology, for example, are ahead of Tesla here in China.
Yes. And can you tell us in general across Asia, maybe outside of China, how Tesla's branding is now being regarded in the face of competition from the brands that you mentioned, like BYD, Xiaomi coming into the market as well, and Geely?
Yes, Xiaomi is another important competitor that capturing some of the market for people who want a more stylish car, one that accelerates really quickly, like some of the Tesla models do. I had a chance to test that out myself a couple of weeks ago, and it was a little bit scary how fast the thing goes from 0 to 60 miles an hour. So Xiaomi is a big competitor, and I think these brands are not yet Xiaomi, but other brands such as BYD and Geely are active in Asian markets and offering a very competitive product. So I think they have increasingly not just a challenge in China with the Chinese car makers, but around the world, also in Europe and throughout Southeast Asia in trying to beat back these competitors.
Okay, Peter Landers, really good to speak to you today. Thank you so much for your time.
You bet.